Jamie Alter. I hope you all had a good, nice, long weekend. लंबा छुट्टी आप सभी ने एंजॉय किया होगा अगस्त 15 के चलते. We had a show actually lined up for you on the 15th, but due to some unforeseen reason वो हम शो नहीं कर पाए मंडे को. कोई बात नहीं, होता है. तो ब्रेक के बाद मैं फिर से हाजिर हूँ यहाँ पे. आप सब कैसे हैं? There's been a gap also in cricket, at least Indian cricket. तो अच्छा है कि हम दोबारा किसी सीरीज को लेकर बात करने वाले हैं. Joining me today is Keyur. By profession he's a film journalist, but ये क्रिकेट के बहुत बहुत बड़े फैन हैं और ये एक ऐसे क्रिकेट ग्रुप से जुड़े हैं जो मुंबई में बेस्ड है, जिसके बारे में मैं उनसे पूछूंगा. सो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम लेट्स गेट केयूर ऑन टू द शो हियर. आई हैव गॉट हिज रिक्वेस्ट. Let's get this show started because I'm missing talking to someone about the last 4 days.
Hi, hello Jamie.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Very well, very well. I can hear you fine. Your frame is good. Thoda, can you bring the headroom down a little bit? थोड़ा सा बस. Perfect, perfect, perfect. बहुत बढ़िया.
Okay. Is it okay now? Yeah, okay.
Perfect. Good enough, good enough. How are
Okay.
you, my friend? How's your day been so far?
I am fine. The days as normal as other days. So yeah, there was a long gap because of the festivals. So yeah, the work is going on in between. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, Keyur, before we get the show started, just tell us briefly, and जो viewers हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, how did you fall in love with this game? What's your story? Because we each have our own unique story about cricket.
Yeah, so I basically started watching cricket from the 1996 World Cup when I was a kid, and so that was the series which really made me a cricket fan. And then it was also a series where I faced my biggest disappointment when India lost the semi-final in a very bad way. So that still remains, you can say, the most disappointing day in cricket for me till now.
Yeah,
Uh, there has been a lot of other disappointments in, especially in World Cup cricket, but that
of
one
course.
remains a big thing for me. But it also gave some really memorable moments, like the quarterfinal which we won against Pakistan. Like it looked like they
Yes.
were taking the match in the first 10 overs, but then we did a very good comeback. So yeah, so '96 World Cup was something that really got me going in cricket.
You're also part of a very famous fan group in Mumbai, North Stand
Yeah.
Gang Wankade, which also has a very good social media presence. I love to follow the tweets. How did you get involved with that?
I was a part of a cricket tour which happened in 2019 in Shivaji Park and other areas of Dadar. So there was this very famous personality, Dwarkanath Sansgiri, you must be knowing. He took us
Of
on a
course.
tour. Yeah, he showed us all the prominent places which were thronged by cricket lovers and the place where Sachin Tendulkar learned his cricket. So, as a part, I was one of the members from the crowd who was a part of that cricket walk, and there were a few other people from North Stand Gang. That's how I got introduced with them, and then they added me in the group on WhatsApp, and I started following them. And even if India is not playing any cricket, that group is always active. Something or the
Yeah,
other they'll keep speaking about cricket on something or the other. So the group never dies actually. It is always there. So it is an incredible place to be. You get so much of knowledge and so much of you can see the passion of so many people from different walks of life. They are united for a single cause, that is cricket. And
absolutely.
this is the group which is also Virat Kohli and Ravichandran Ashwin are also aware about this group, and they have also appreciated us in the past. So it really feels
Wow.
good. And just recently, Sachin Tendulkar had quote retweeted our post, so that meant a lot to us. Yeah. So this is a very energetic group, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. And we
Fantastic.
also
Yeah, we
play.
need.
Yeah, we play in the nets. So I started
Yeah.
playing in the nets much later after I crossed 35 just recently. So that is also a tremendous experience because I had played cricket during my childhood, but I had never played with a season ball with the actual pad, helmet, and high guard and all that. So it is very challenging, but it is an amazing experience. Yeah.
Of course, and any, I think the older we get, especially the line which you and I are in, that is media, we often get so busy that we end up trying hard to find a way, not just to watch cricket, even to to hold the bat, to roll our arms over. So you found a group jump where you can do practice and matches. That's fantastic. One last question on this group before we get going. सबसे आखिरी मैच आप लोगों ने एक साथ क्या देखा as a group?
Sorry.
What was the last
As a,
match you guys watched together?
yeah, yeah. The last match we saw was the IPL match between Mumbai and Lucknow Giants, and unfortunately we lost the match. This was on Sachin Tendulkar's birthday, 24th April.
Of
So this
course,
was the last match. But if you ask me the last international match we saw together, that was the India New Zealand Test match in December, which happened in last December, which we won very easily.
yes.
So that was the last international match I saw with them. That was absolutely fun, and India winning is always good to see. And so
Were
yeah,
you were you at the ground when Ajaz Patel took all 10 wickets?
yes, I was on the ground when he
Yeah,
took
man.
10 wickets. I really felt fortunate and lucky to witness history in front of me because this was just the third time it had happened in 140 odd years, and
Of
to be
course.
there it was really special for me. Yeah.
I'll tell you a very brief story, Kayur. The second
Hmm.
person, of course, was Anil Kumble. We all remember. So I was Bombay या Mumbai जैसे कि आज कहते हैं. I was going
Hmm.
back to boarding school in the north. So my father and I we got tickets for day 5 क्योंकि हॉलिडे था हमने कहा we'll stop in Delhi वैसे हमें वहां रुकना है. So day 5 we'll go and watch day 5. Kumble took the 10 wickets and the match got over on the fourth. So I was this close to also being able to say, like you, कि I was there when one of three bowlers took all 10 wickets. But anyways, that is life. Um, so yeah, let's. You're a cricket fan. I'm a cricket fan. There's a
Yeah.
Zimbabwe series starting tomorrow. It seems like it's been a long time, but it's hardly been 10 days. आजकल इतना सारा cricket है. How do you
Exactly.
how do you view this series? Because मेरे हिसाब से it's a very low key series as it is. But when both the home teams, the home team and the visiting team, they're not the top teams. और ये जो background चल रहा है, teams are a lot of players are wondering about the future of ODIs. तो उस
Hmm.
अंदाज से how do you view these three matches?
I think, as you said, this series is very low key because India is playing Zimbabwe, so and it's another bilateral series. We've had too many bilateral series, and
Too
I have
many.
always over the last few years that we need to have those triangular tournaments and quadrangular tournaments back. I think that can revive ODI cricket to some
Yep.
extent. As far as this series is concerned, I think it's for India's perspective, they've got a chance to play more and more newcomers and have a look how they are playing in the. They can test them, and I feel more than India, this series is important for Zimbabwe as well because if they manage to win, I know it's unlikely. They are not the favorites, but if they manage
Sure.
to win the series, then it will greatly help their chances to qualify directly for the 2023 ODI World Cup. So yeah, I think this is more important for Zimbabwe, but of course we'll be watching since we are cricket fans. Yeah.
Of course. No, I agree with you. This is a big series for Zimbabwe because they're just coming off a rare series win against Bangladesh, which was
Yeah, in
really
the
good.
ODI. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think all of us, because we're such passionate cricket fans here, we don't really we want to see the underdog do well. Or Zimbabwe for many, many years has been the underdog. So it's always nice to see them do well. यहाँ पे we have some viewers here. Neha Sharma saying hi, कैसे हैं आप? We're very well, Neha. Thank you for joining. अगर और कोई viewers हैं, please post your comments. चलो let's get into it. Loki series हम सब यहाँ मानते हैं, but I'm gonna bring up a photo of the most important player in my view who has to make a mark in this series, and he is KL Rahul. हम KL Rahul के बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? Because he's had a long injury layoff. He's not played a single T20I for India this year, and we're now in mid August. तो अगर हम एशिया कप को देखें, which is a T20 format, that is followed almost immediately by the T20 World Cup. So, from an Indian perspective, it's very important that this man on our screens comes back, hits the ground running immediately. Also, ODIs की बात करें, he's only played 4 ODIs in this year, and the numbers are not very good. So, in my view, this is the man who has the most to gain and lose from these three matches. Your take on this?
Yes, I do agree with you. He has to play well now, and like you said, he hasn't played much this year. So I think, and plus he is the captain of the team, so there is this additional burden on him. So I think it is although it's a Zimbabwe series, but I think it is a big test for KL Rahul, and
Yep.
we also need to know where he'll be batting because we have quite a few top order batsmen in this series. So देखते हैं कहाँ बैटिंग करते हैं वो, that is also something very interesting that we would get to know tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a very big series for him personally. Yeah,
Absolutely right. Where does he bat? Because we've seen Rahul has opened, Rahul has batted 3, 4, 5. I've I've been very open about this here on past shows. I think he's best suited in the middle order because for a long time you will be aware, हमारे viewers भी इस बात से सहमत होंगे कि we struggle for that number four. I mean, the whole Ambati Raidu case at the World Cup, Vijay Shankar, we've seen that, and that was a big factor in my view why the team struggled 3 years ago at the World Cup. Now his numbers at 4-5 are excellent. अगर हम strike rate की बात करें, he can walk in because he's one of those rare players like Hardik Pandya and Pant who can change gears. But that said, he's coming back after a long time. He needs to cement his place for the Asia Cup and the T20 World Cup. So अगर उस तरफ से देखेंगे, it's probably more logical that he would open with Shikhar Dhawan only because he needs to get runs quickly. What do you think about that?
yeah, he needs to. If he opens with Shikhar Dhawan, then he definitely needs to score run quickly, and he needs to bat for a longer innings. And having now that you mentioned Shikhar Dhawan, I also found it very odd that he was initially appointed the captain of the team. Then Rahul came back, and now Rahul is again the captain. So ये मुझे कुछ जमा नहीं उतना. And I
बिल्कुल.
feel Shikhar Dhawan can be a good captain. He has proved it. So
Yep.
yeah, so we'll get to see tomorrow where he bats. I think he'll open the innings, and if he does that, then he has a lot to prove.
He'll have a lot to prove exactly. So just sticking on this very briefly, this captaincy. You'll be aware that KL Rahul will be our eighth captain this year. ये वैसे ही
Oh,
बहुत लोग के सर से ऊपर गया. Eighth captain. Okay. So my point is, and feel free to disagree with me, does the captaincy actually make a difference in such a low key series? मतलब चलिए धवन था फिर राहुल was not supposed to be here. वो fit हो गए, उनको ऐड किया गया था स्क्वाड में because the BCCI and the team they want this guy Rahul getting as much playing time as possible. वो ठीक है, but
right.
कप्तानी देख के aren't you adding more pressure on him, or do you think it's a case कि यार इस सीरीज में किसी को लगा दो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा?
Yeah, there is definitely this additional burden as a captain. But like you said, this is not a very big series, and also I think it won't be too difficult for him. But at the same
Yeah,
time, there'll be pressure on him at a personal level because the series against Zimbabwe is such that India is expected to win all three matches. So in case एक
correct.
मैच भी हार गए तो उससे काफी नाम खराब होगा ऐसे. So I think normally a series against Zimbabwe should be a very easy affair. But for KL Rahul personally, this will be quite a challenge to ensure that we will win 3-0.
Absolutely. My personal view here is that I don't think they should have given it to him because, like you just said, his main job is to come in and start to go through the motion. Okay, what does it feel like to be an international batsman, international opener? अब जहां भी खेले तो already बंदे से इतने सारे expectations हैं because he's KL Rahul. He's a rare talent. He's one of the few batsmen जो तीनों फॉर्मेट में सक्सेसफुल रह चुके हैं. So from that angle, I'm just surprised they gave it to him. Like, wouldn't you want him coming back and getting back to runs first? Yes, it's the Zimbabwe series, which leads me to another point. जो काफी guest से मैं ये पूछ चुका हूँ, or rather we discussed it. The new aggressive approach we're seeing from Team India in T20s. Okay, it's not about scoring 50s. If 4 or 5 batsmen can get 35, 40, but at a quicker strike rate, that's better for the team. और रोहित शर्मा ने कहा था कि he sees ODI scale as an extension of T20s. So he wants that aggressive intent here. Now this guy Rahul very famously 2 साल पहले उन्होंने कहा था कि strike rate जो है वो थोड़े overrated हैं. Do you think he's perhaps putting more pressure on himself to now एक to come in 8 months into the year, but now also try and buy into India's new approach? Because he has the shots. लेकिन अगर आप सोचते हो कि strike rate important नहीं है, but वो टीम का माहौल बदल गया है रोहित शर्मा के चलते.
Hmm. Yes, now we have become more aggressive, and there has been this change ever since Rohit Sharma has become the captain. And I don't agree that strike rate is overrated, because in today's modern age, people are batting aggressively even in 50-over matches, and it has become a must now. You need to change with the times, and I think strike rate is definitely important. And I
Yeah.
quite agree with Rohit Sharma's brand of captaincy. I was quite impressed whenever he has captained the team. So yeah, I don't agree with KL Rahul's statement. So I really hope he scores quickly then, because that was 2 years ago. Hopefully, he must have changed.
I hope so. And to be fair to him, we did see a slight improvement in this year's IPL when he was opening for Lucknow. We've seen कि अगर हम
Yeah.
IPL के बारे में बात करें केएल, तो last 5 years KL Rahul is always in the top three run getters. But it always seems like everyone has an issue with his strike rate. But we've seen that when he plays for India, strike rate is not as big a problem as it is in the IPL. So I fully believe that he can do it. But that said, इतने समय बाद he's coming back in. Can he go on and do it? That remains to be seen. Now, if KL Rahul comes back, I'm going to bring up another picture here on our screens. ये जो लड़का है ये भी मेरे हिसाब से ऑल थ्री फॉर्मेट्स के लायक प्लेयर है अभी तक इतना सफलता हासिल नहीं कर पाए बट शुभमन गिल जस्ट केम ऑफ 3 ODIs इन द वेस्ट इंडीज he opened because Rohit nahi the, Rahul nahi the. He got some 63 or 40 odd and then 98 not out. I asked people like Jatin Paranjpe, Pragyan Oja on this show, has this guy Shubman Gill done enough to sort of become India's fourth opening option, keeping in mind next year's One Day World Cup? He said, हाँ तीन पे नहीं he's not but he's the fourth opener in line because you have Rohit, you have KL Rahul and you have Shikhar Dhawan. अब अगर राहुल ओपनिंग करते हैं where do you put this guy to bat now? Because तीन पे शायद इतना अच्छा नहीं ऑप्शन है वो.
Yeah, I think if you are playing Shubman Gill in the team, then he needs to open. But then if you're
Correct?
opening with Shikhar and Rahul, then where does he bat? And I'm not
Correct?
completely sure whether it would be a good idea to bat him in the middle order, because he has been an opener even in Test matches, and he has
Yep.
done well in Australia as well. Those were really challenging conditions. So yeah, if you are playing him, he has to open, and this is quite a problem. Like you said, we have four openers. So yeah, I think he should be given an opportunity. Maybe after maybe after the first ODI, or I hope they change the combination of the team and give equal chance to everyone, because
Yeah.
this is how it should be in such series. I feel.
Yeah. I think Rahul Dravid's coaching approach by and large so far has been ke zyada mat karo. Like we saw those five T20s against South Africa just after the IPL. They played the same 11 all throughout there. The changes perhaps will come now that Dravid is not there. VVS Lakshman is the coach. I agree with you. I think everyone taken there should be seen. Because it's such a low key series, this is almost like a A team tour to go to Zimbabwe, right? But
Yeah,
that
right.
said, also you have a lot of players like a Shubman Gill, like a Deepak Huda, like a Deepak Chahar who's coming back. These are players. Ishan Kishan was dropped recently. So these players, in a sense, मानता हूं कि अभी एक साल बाकी है, almost 1.5 साल बाकी है. But
Hmm.
this is also an audition time for the ODI World Cup because you want to start planning and locking in your players at least 12 months before a one-day World Cup, right?
Yes, I do agree. We should start thinking about the World Cup now, because it is quite near. So yeah, these people. I mean, we have so much of talent right now in the team. There are too many players. So I really hope सबको chance मिलता रहे, because although as you said, against South Africa we played basically the same team, but I think this is against Zimbabwe. So maybe we'll see a much more flexible approach in this series, because since it is Zimbabwe and we are expected to win. So yeah,
Correct.
I hope everyone gets a chance here.
This player on our lock screens here, Deepak Huda, he's gotten some good chances this year. IPL के बाद, he's one of those players जो he does not have a fit role yet. तीन पे खेले, चार पे खेले, छह पे खेले, but
Hmm.
on that small sample size, मेरे हिसाब से there's enough to say कि इस लड़के के साथ अगले कुछ साल तक persist करना चाहिए because he bats quickly. He's the kind of player who's he's got age on his side. He's come off the back of IPL. That means he's into India's new approach के थोड़ा ज्यादा मारो. We saw him get 100 against Ireland. बात ये नहीं कि it's against Ireland. The fact that he was able to do it given that chance. So there's a lot of signs. How do you see him? Because yes, the World Cup is still 15 months away, but a player like Huda, he knows कि शायद मुझे हर मैच नहीं मिलेगा. There are players who could get more matches. Very important that he grabs his chances with both hands.
Yeah, I can say आपने मेरे मुंह की बात छीन ली because I was just about to mention Deepak Huda. So, so
Yeah.
yeah, whatever I saw him in the at the international level, I really feel he has this very free flowing method of batting, and he can play those big shots. And I think he's a very good option in white ball cricket. So I really want him to play more matches, but he might not play all three in this series because of the rotation thing. But yeah, I find him very promising, and like you said, the age is his age is at his side, so that is another advantage for him. So I hope he gets to play more and he scores run again, because although his century was against Ireland, but he did show his form and his class in that match also. So I do feel he should be given chance, and I hope he continues to play well.
Yeah. The two, apart from that attacking mentality we just spoke about, the two things about Huda that impressed me also is he's a floater. मतलब he can bat pretty much anywhere you ask him to. और दूसरी बात, he's the only guy now जो batsman रह के he bowls that part-time off spin. This was something so common in the 90s and 2000s. We had so many players
Yeah.
who could come and bowl. अभी है ही नहीं कोई. So I think that in itself means that he's a two-dimensional player. आजकल है ही नहीं कोई. There's no Yuvraj, there's no Raina. Rohit Sharma stopped bowling. So how do you view that? These kind of players are now very, very vital commodities.
Yeah, I completely agree with you because, as you said, there are hardly any players now, hardly there are any batsmen who can bowl off spin or roll their arm over in between as a part-time
Yeah.
bowlers. So yeah, this is also another advantage for this guy, and it is quite surprising that we've after Yuvraj and Raina, we haven't had anyone who can bowl part-time off spinners or leg spinners or anything. But I do feel we have underbowled Virat Kohli. I find his bowling quite interesting. So I always felt in all these years that we could have tried more with Virat Kohli as a bowler, but it never happened. So now that Deepak Huda has that advantage, so I really hope that he is not underbowled and he is given opportunities with the ball as well.
Absolutely, I'm on the same page. And we've seen the few chances he's got. He's bowled with a hard new ball. He's bowled middle. In a one-day match, if he can give you 4 to 6 overs and keep the runs down to 30 odd, एक wicket उठा ले, तो this is something which was so common not too long ago. So that's why I feel that if this player gives that option to you, by all means, let's use it. One more player who's I don't think is lacking for any talent, but who sort of found himself not in favor in T20s is ईशान किशन, जो यहाँ पे हमारे स्क्रीन पे ही आफ्टर श्रेयस अय्यर इज इंडिया सेकंड हाईएस्ट रन गेटर इन T20s दिस ईयर. पर यहाँ पे ही इज बैक नाउ, बट फॉर द लास्ट सीरीज ना तो वो थे ना तो श्रेयस अय्यर थे. Given the fact that there's Rohit, there's Rahul, there's Dhawan, there's this guy we talk about right now, Shubman Gill. मैं नाम भूल गया. You have four ready-made openers हैं. How do you see him fitting in? क्योंकि जब पंत लेफ्टी हैं, पंत कीपर हैं, सैमसन भी है, very tough for a player like him to fit into the middle order. How does BCCI treat this player for the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I feel Ishan Kishan is a very capable player. He has played some very good innings in the IPL for Mumbai Indians, and he has done well. And like you said, he has been the second highest runs for India in this year. But now there's a problem. Like we already have four openers, so where do we place him? So I think
Correct.
the only I think the only way he can be in the 11 is by batting in the middle order, which I think might not suit him. But I think that's the only option left for Ishan Kishan right now.
Yeah.
He has to be in the middle.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate spot to be in if you're Ishan Kishan right now. Let's move on a bit to the bowlers because I'm very, very keen to see how this guy on our screen, Deepak Chahar, he fits in because until he got injured, KO'd before the IPL, he was doing almost everything right. Bowling to hey अच्छे, almost a like for like of Bhuvneshwar. Pace thoda zyada hai, outstanding in the power play, good at the death. And then we saw in two series ke bande ki batting bhi acha hai down the order. He's got 50s and ODIs. Now he's back after a long time. He's in the standby. I want to tell our viewers as well for the Asia Cup, but it's a big leap of faith the BCCI is taking on him. कि बंदा जैसे ही एनसीए से बाहर आ गया, इसको वनडे और टी20 स्क्वाड में डाल दिया.
So I think Deepak Chahar is a very good option, and not just with the ball, but he has done well with the bat as well. Like the last ODI in South Africa that we played, the third
Yep.
ODI, he scored a very good 50. Although we unfortunately lost the match, but we were
Yeah.
able to see how talented this guy is with the bat. So I am quite happy to see him back in the side, and I would be really hoping that he gets to play in the 11, and I would be eager to know how he performs because he really has a potential. As I said, not just with the ball, but also with the bat, which is needed these days.
Yeah. Do you think if he gets the wickets in these three matches, I think he's one player from the bowling attack who should play all three matches because he's such an important figure for Indian cricket in white ball format. If he does well here, वो standby पे तो हैं वो Asia Cup पे. But bowlers like Arshdeep, Avesh, who've gotten their chances largely because he's been absent, if they perhaps don't have a good Asia Cup and he's doing well, you think he's a wild card for the T20, yeah, or not? Because he's missed so much cricket.
I think right now we should just hope that he plays, he gets those chances because, and I would also like to see him play all three matches and just see how he goes, not just with the ball, with the bat. I would also prefer him batting on a bit higher, just to as an experiment, or if maybe India is batting well and batting first, so we can
Yeah,
send him a bit higher and see how he goes. So this is one thing I believe, and I also quite disappointed not to see Arshdeep Singh. I think he is really good. He was brilliant in the IPL, and even in
yep.
the six matches that he has played till now, he has shown that he belongs to the international cricket, and he has those variations and Yorkers and all. So yeah, would have loved to see Arshdeep Singh. I hope he gets a chance soon now.
आई एग्री विद यू मैं इस लड़के का बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ बिकॉज सिंपली ही डज द जॉब गिवन टू हिम वेरी वेरी well. I think you will agree that role clarity is something which has not been Indian cricket management's strongest suit for a long time. लेकिन आजकल द्रविड़ और रोहित के अंदर थोड़ा role clarity has become something more important. And he's also a left armor. We have not had consistently एक left armor जब से जहीर खान और इरफान पठान exit कर चुके हैं. There have been a few names, but they've just not been that consistent. Keeping in mind Arshdeep Singh's success in the IPL across last 3-4 seasons, as well as जो अभी ये player of the series थे, just the fact that he's a left armor who can bowl to the death, I would want him playing as many white ball matches इस साल T20 वर्ल्ड कप को ध्यान में रखते हुए और अगले साल का वनडे वर्ल्ड कप.
Yeah, I think this the point about him being a left arm fast bowler is very important because we have never had any regular bowlers who were left armers. After Zahir Khan, there hasn't been anyone, and we have finally found a left arm fast bowler. So I think he should be played as he should play as many matches as possible. And I would be really disappointed if he is not included in the playing 11 in the T20 World Cup. And this also reminds me that in during India's match against Pakistan in the last T20 World Cup, we struggled against the bowling of Shaheen Afridi. So a lot of these commentators and experts were of the opinion that India doesn't have a left-arm quick bowler, and that's the reason they struggled against Shaheen Afridi. Now I don't know how true it is, but I think there is some point in it, and being a left-arm fast bowler should work a lot in Arshdeep's favor.
Absolutely. Just to add on to this, on the topic you just raised, as well as what you said earlier के World Cups और ICC events में जो disappointment रह चुका है, it's not just about that last year's Shaheen Afridi spell. 2017 Champions Trophy final, India literally walked into the final. मोहम्मद आमिर लेफ्ट आर्म पेस ने 3 बॉल में गेम खत्म कर दिया. 2019 वनडे वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया अगेन वॉक इनटू द नॉकआउट्स. ट्रेंट बोल्ट ने जो विराट कोहली को आउट किया. सो आई एम सीइंग दिस पैटर्न हियर और मेरा ये मानना है, आई वांट टू गेट योर व्यू. if you're not playing left armers day in day out in the nets और traveling नहीं, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि आप स्ट्रगल करोगे सामने, जब सामने की टीम में लेफ्ट आर्मर होगा. दिस इज व्हाई आई वांट दिस गाय इन द टीम. बेशक ये वर्ल्ड कप जाके मैच ना खेलें, keep this guy and get two more left armors to be part of your traveling squad so that the batsmen get more experience playing left armors. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think this is a very good point. And along with Arshdeep, there should be one or two net bowlers who are left arm fast bowlers. Because it makes a lot of difference. You are consistently facing right arm fast bowlers, and
Yep.
अचानक से left hander आ गया तो आप, and if that left hander is able to swing the ball inside, then it gets all the more difficult. And then I think this is how Shaheen Afridi got the wickets in last year's match against Pakistan. So I think it makes a lot of difference to have a left-arm fast bowler, and I hope this guy and few others are all picked up at least as net bowlers. And like you said, if he's not in the playing 11, at least he should be in the squad so that they can practice again with him in the nets.
Yep, yep. No, that's, I mean, that's not some rocket science, I think, from our perspective. क्योंकि अगर आपके पास ऐसे bowler हैं net में, तो the more your batsmen play against them, chances are they will do better. This next bowler on our screen here, he was not named in the T20 Asia Cup World Cup squad, and बहुत सारे लोगों ने, former players ने कहा कि यार ये क्यों है, ये क्यों है. Now I think the fact that Mohammad Shami has only played 17 T20Is in his long and distinguished career, that says something कि शायद ये उस format में fit नहीं है. We all know how good he is in Test. Do you think this would have been a good change to just keep him in the rhythm by playing him in Zimbabwe?
I am not sure about this. I mean, he suits more. I mean, he has done very well in test matches, and but he has played very few white ball matches. So I
Yeah.
think right now the team combination is such that I don't think he has a place. I do agree he is a very good bowler, and he has proved his mettle. But
Yeah.
I think right now, going by the lineup and also the fact that we have Arshdeep waiting in the lines, and he's much younger than Mohammad Shami. So I feel there is no place for him right now. I mean, I don't like saying this, but I think the team combination is such that I think it would be difficult for Mohammad Shami to be included.
No, that's a fair assessment. I just asked the question because so many people on social media were also wondering this question. Another player here जो तीनों formats खेल चुके हैं, काफी अच्छा प्रदर्शन दिया है, but unfortunately अक्षय पटेल के बारे में हम जब बात करते हैं, so the immediate comparison is always with रविंद्र जडेजा के दोनों लेफ्ट आर्म बैट्समैन है, लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिनर है. नाउ द इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट इज, एज बॉलर्स दोनों का इस साल, पिछले एक साल व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, राइट? Which is why I think you saw that Akshar is not in the Asia Cup squad. He's another player who now finds himself like Shreyas, like Huda, like Samson, like Gill, needing to grab every chance he gets because, like I said, there's two left armors, but Jadeja is not going to be around for a long time. How do you see him fitting in? I think if the form and fitness last, he should also be an automatic pick for next year's One Day World Cup. Okay, India mein hai World Cup.
I think Akshar Patel has been impressive in white ball cricket, and so I feel he should be tried at least in the 50 over World Cup later on. And we should not forget that he is a good batsman as well. He can bat.
Correct.
So I think that is another advantage with Akshar Patel, I feel. So yeah, yes. Although right now he might not have a chance to be in the squad, but I think he should be in the waiting and he should be considered for the future. Age
Yeah,
is on his side as well. He's much
exactly.
younger than Jadeja. Yeah.
Age on his side, and he's shown that the batting, he can score a strike rate of 200, when the situation arises. He won matches in the West Indies based on his batting. So, despite the bowling not being anywhere near the best this year, I think the fact that he's an all rounder still puts him in a good advantage. Now, there's one player up. Whoever comes on the show, I have to ask the question about this player only because it is Virat Kohli. Everyone has an opinion on him. I thought he should have gone to West Indies career. I thought he should have gone to Zimbabwe because you want this guy getting as many matches to try and come back anywhere near even 50% of the batting potential he can give. Your thoughts on this Virat Kohli dilemma right now?
A lot of people have disagreed with me on Virat's
Ah,
non-selection. because I feel if not West Indies, then at least he should have played against Zimbabwe. Because what happens is whenever these top players go out of form, they try to regain their form by playing domestic cricket or county cricket in England. So I think
Yes.
this series can be considered as a domestic tournament or not as difficult as other series. So I always felt that he should have been included in the Zimbabwe in the team against Zimbabwe because this is a golden opportunity for him to be back in form. And over the last few days, a lot of people have disagreed with me, but I am still very firm with this that he should have been
Yeah.
playing in Zimbabwe. This would have been a great opportunity for him because at the end of the day, the runs those will be international runs. Although it is against Zimbabwe, वो count तो होगा ही international case में.
बिल्कुल.
So I think he should have been in the squad, which is unfortunately he's not there. So let's see, because I'm personally also quite worried about Virat Kohli's form because we have seen
Yeah.
him some absolutely great innings in all three formats. So and right now he's struggling to get runs. So it is
Yeah.
quite worrying, and so that's why I wanted him to play against Zimbabwe.
I agree with you. And as of Neha Sharma still with us, she's saying I agree with you. एक बार फॉर्म में आना जरूरी है बिल्कुल. फॉर्म और मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ इट्स नॉट लाइक वी एक्सपेक्टिंग हिम टू स्कोर हंड्रेड्स. अगर 50 60 70 भी मारे इट्स अ ह्यूज प्लस फॉर इंडिया क्रिकेट इन अ T20 वर्ल्ड कप. ये आई मीन खुदा ना खास्ता यू डोंट वांट हिम just coming to the Asia Cup, that first match, against Pakistan, the first match against Pakistan, again in Australia T20 World Cup, he should have been playing at least Zimbabwe. I think he should have played West Indies as well. Because जो कह रहे हैं like Mr. Gavaskar said also, ब्रेक में जाके रन्स वहां से नहीं आएंगे. रन्स तब आएंगे जब आप पिच पे समय बिताओगे. From that perspective, I would have loved to see him, but it's his choice, and I think the team management is trying to manage his workload to keep him for the big tournaments. All that said, not about whether he comes back to form or the poor form continues. Virat Kohli, last question for you, Taylor, is 34 at that age when many players have to take the call. आजकल के triple format plus IPL calendar में to give up one format. If this man on our screens had to give up one format, which do you think he would do it?
I think if he had to give up one format, I don't agree with him giving up one format. But now that you have asked, I think it can be the international T20 medium because we have lots of options in T20, especially because of the IPL. There are many players who have done well in the IPL and they automatically get selected for international T20s. So I think if he had to let go of one format, then I think T20 should be that one because I think we need him in ODIs, which is quite a different
Absolutely.
ball.
I agree with you. I think he should leave T20s because I think he's going to score runs in next year's ODI World Cup. And if he has a good World Cup, if India win the World Cup, fitness को लेके कोई doubt नहीं. If Virat Kohli can stay fit, you might just see him squeeze in one more ODI World Cup. It's a big ask, but I agree with you. I would have him play these two formats and not the T21. We have 2 minutes left. Let's quickly, you and I, try and figure out tomorrow ka 11 kya hoga. Let's start at the top and end. I'm going to say, um, as much as I see KL Rahul walking in as opener, मेरा personal choice रहेगा कि वो बीच में आए. So I'm going to go with Shikhar Dhawan and Shubman Gill. What about you?
I think I'll go with Shikhar Dhawan and Deepak Huda just to see how he goes in.
Okay, okay,
So I
interesting.
think that should be an option. And even I feel KL Rahul can bat in the middle orders. Yeah.
ठीक है तो यहाँ पे we have Shikhar Dhawan. We have. I'll take the top four names because हमने चार नाम लिए. चारों हमारे साथ से खेलेंगे. That is KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan, Shubman Gill, Deepak Huda. Now the middle order, I think will.
Uh, I think there's some disturbance in the internet.
I can.
I can't hear you.
I think we've lost the connection.
Uh,
I think it's a connection problem. Anyways, we've already reached the end of the show. We're out of time. If here and share your views as a cricket fan, I thoroughly enjoyed this chat with you.
Oh, thank you. Same here. It was really I really had a good time, and yeah, I'll remember this. Yeah. Remember this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks. You too.